Hey y'all, Bloodwing here, back to bring some grumpiness to the internet. And welcome back to Redneck Radio, the live stream where you get an extra healthy side helping of chocolate ice cream. A great big bowl of chocolate ice cream. Hey, that sounds good to me. Uh, and you'll notice that Bear's not here quite yet. He's going to be running late. He'll be here. But with me is my special guest again, Miss Misa. Say hi, darling.
Hello, everyone.
So I hope everybody's having a good day. For the Americans out there, I hope you had a nice extended vacation over the weekend. Just had Memorial Day. Hope everybody had a good time. Had lots of barbecues, cookouts, and kegger parties, and whatever floats your boat. But while you were doing that, I hope you took at least a minute to remember what the day was about. And that's our brave men and women who have lost their lives in service to this country to keep us safe and free. So, yeah, yeah. Hope everybody did have a good time. How was your weekend, Misa?
I spent most of it moving things and throwing things at Ed because he was annoying me while I was moving things. So it was all right.
Oh, I think I told you Saturday. I would rather have teeth pulled than move. Oh gosh, I hate it with a
Yeah,
passion.
it's just I don't ever like I've moved a few times and every time I forget how much stuff I have. And I go through and try and get rid of stuff, but I've got so much stuff.
Oh,
Bloodwing, you do not understand. Like just little things that I should get rid of, but I have weird emotional attachments to, and little trinkets and stuff. Like I've got so much stuff to move.
believe me, I understand. It only gets worse as time goes on, and if you start to have a family and kids and so forth, it gets even worse.
Oh,
The last time I moved was about 15 years ago. We've been renting this house for the last, I think, 15 or 16 years. I forget. And but when we moved here, J Kid had moved out, but the two daughters were still at home. And yeah, it took us several days to get all our junk moved.
oh,
But yeah, I hate moving. I just really, really, really hate. The only time that it was not a bad thing, um, we lived in this one house for about 6 months. It was in Speedway, Indiana, not far from the racetrack. Uh,
right.
and we were moving because we didn't quite get along with the landlord. And honestly, I don't mean this to sound racist. It wasn't because we didn't have much problems, but we were. Hey, J Kid. It is indeed the last time he moved. Been in the recliner ever since. You betcha. Um, but anyway, we were the only white faces, I think, within miles.
uh,
So yeah, we moved and we put the word out among family and friends, and but you know that we were going to move, but we didn't really ask for help. As we're packing everything up, starting to haul it out to the van and to try to get things moved, you know, a van load at a time. Cars, a whole string of cars with trailers behind them, show up from people from my church. They just showed up and, yep, we're here going to be here to move you.
oh.
And we were moved within hours, completely moved within hours. I was like, I've never seen anything like this. So yeah, that was a good time. But other than that, I really hate it.
Well, I'm having a really difficult time right now because my work schedule doesn't really let me have free time. And this weekend, me and Ed are going to watch Muse live on the
Oh,
Saturday.
oh,
Um, so it's going to be a hectic Saturday, and then Sunday night I have to work, and Friday night I have to work. So I have not got a lot of time to actually move everything. So it's taking me weeks.
chat. Don't pay any attention to J Kid. He really loves me. He just likes to pretend that he doesn't. It's a family thing. It's a family thing. We all act like we hate each other when secretly that's the opposite is true.
I can never tell with J Kid. His humor is very dry.
Yeah, he takes it from me, but his is even drier than I am. Mine is. If you ever get us both in the same place at the same time, uh, oh, I pity you because we've been known to tag team people and make them cry.
Oh no.
We do get a little awful when we're together. But
I can't imagine you making someone cry or like the nicest person I know.
oh Lord, there are plenty of people that know me in real life that would like, what? Is she talking about the same person I know? Oh, there was one thing I did want to get out there before I forget. Today is the birthday of yet another one of my grandkids. I mentioned earlier in the month that May's a busy month for birthdays for me. And so I haven't seen Mama Minnie in the chat yet, but if you hear this, sweetheart, tell Banana that that's my nickname for her. Tell Banana that a happy birthday, and Memo and Peppo will probably call her later today, hopefully on a video call to wish her happy birthday.
Aww.
She's her Banana's a nickname she's had ever since she's born for me because it kind of sort of rhymes with her real name, Gianna. And she turns, I think, 9 today. Don't blame me if I'm wrong. It's hard to keep up with 10.
Oh no, it's gonna turn 10 soon. Everything changes when you hit the big 1-0.
Oh, don't I know it? My oldest granddaughter's 14, so yeah. We're starting to get into the dating of boys and so forth. So,
oh no.
I'm going to have to go over to Dad's house and get his wampum stick. My dad has a walking cane that's made out. It's not smooth. It's got like these knobs that stick out all down the side of it. It's like somebody took a piece of tree limb that had a lot of little limbs sticking out of it, like maybe a pine tree or something, and then varnished it. It's real rough. And on the top, it has a real heavy acrylic ball. And it always sit by his back door. And he said, that's my wampum stick. That's for when these boys come around here asking for my granddaughters. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go over and get Dad's wampum stick and keep it around. So I didn't want to forget that. And it looks like I done a good thing because Jake is glad he showed up. Totally forgot it was her birthday. Well, it's tough. It's tough with all these nieces and nephews for you to keep up. Believe me, I know. Heck,
Wow.
We have
howdy,
wild
Bear.
bear.
I made it.
You made it.
11 minutes adrift. It's fine. It's fine.
That's all right. That's all right. You know, stuff happens.
Does.
Life happens. Things go on. You know, you have to take poos and stuff like that.
Well, it's not really life. I need to get this video finished and then have a shower. So
had to get stink
Yeah.
off.
yeah, I had to get the stank.
Wash your butt.
Wash my ass. Wash your ass. So how are we? Bloodwing, Misa, what's happening?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just fine.
You just fine and dandy.
Just fine. We've had some bad weather in the area. The Midwest got hit hard this Memorial Day weekend, but somehow it missed us. They had tornadoes touch down in Chicago, which is just 4 hours to the northwest. They had tornadoes touch down in Dayton, Ohio, which is just a couple of hours to the east. But we got missed. It was bright and sunny most of the day yesterday. Don't know how it missed us.
Oh, but, good. How are you, Misa?
I'm all right.
Good.
I'm full of sushi right now, like a true weeb. So
Yuck.
I'm pretty damn happy right now.
Oh, good. Good. And you call me a weeb.
Listen, Japanese food is the only takeout I can have that's healthy.
Fair enough. Let me get my headphones on.
Okie dokie. Yeah, Sarah, I know an F5 tornado hit Dayton, Ohio, and If you know your U.S. geography, you realize that Dayton's really close to Indianapolis. It's we would consider it a day trip to run to Dayton and back, and they have done it many times. They have a wonderful museum over there at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. If you care anything about airplanes or anything that flies, like the space shuttle or whatever, it's a fantastic place to visit. But it's just a couple hours down Interstate 70. So yeah, but it missed us. I have no idea how. It must have skipped to the north of us.
So happy Memorial Day for yesterday.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mentioned it when the stream started. Hoping everybody had a good 3-day weekend and took the time to remember what it's about. To remember those brave men and women that have.
I know what you're talking about.
I know, and I'm trying to not dredge up the drama, but I don't know. Sometime during the stream, I might talk about it.
Drama. I have my tea ready. Let's spill some of it.
No.
We're not going to hit it right away. We're going to at least let some of the stream go by before we get into that. But yes, there was some Twitter drama yesterday about Memorial Day.
Really?
Yeah, there was that. But I hope everybody in chat at least remembers what I realize, that not every one of you are American. There's people from all over out there. But here in America, Memorial Day is the one holiday that, for the most part, you got those edgy kids out there that say, F the veterans, F you. I didn't ask you to die for my. They're just edgy kids looking for views, But for the most part, it's the one holiday that the left and the right can agree on. And we do take it very seriously.
As you should do.
Yeah. It's more or less a nationwide funeral memorial service is what it is. And we take it that seriously and with that much respect. But yeah. So how have you been, Bear? How are you?
I've been all right, mate. Thank you very much for asking. Yesterday was a day. It had a morning, it had an afternoon, it had an evening. I made a brand new video yesterday. It's been uploaded. It's currently awaiting review. I can't wait for it to get rejected by the quote unquote team at YouTube. And that is it's my final response to the milkshake saga that is British politics right now. Obviously, it includes some European EU election results discussion, that kind of thing. There's a little bit of spiciness in the video as well. That's going to cause it's going to cause a few nasty comments, but that's perfectly fine.
Hey, that's part and parcel of being on YouTube, dude.
Last night I had a very good episode of Ghost Poo, and this morning had a very good Breakfast with Bear stream. Had Monkey and Peter on, and since then I've been just slaving away on this video that I'm uploading to Irate Alex right now, that I'm certain is going to result in a massive dislike bomb.
Oh.
Yeah, spicy one. It's a spicy one. You see, I have always, Misa and I have always been fans of the YouTuber known as I Hate Everything.
Yeah, boy.
He's a fantastic YouTuber. Rewatched his anxiety video today as well. So, such a great video. Great channel. Very well thought out. Longer videos that are very heavily scripted.
Long.
I'll break out Sampad in a minute. Calm down, old man.
just really quickly to intersect about IHE. You don't really watch Jar Media as much as I do, but on one of the recent episodes, he admitted that he fucked a banana. Because they're trying really hard to get sponsored by Fleshlight. And I think the episode before that, they were talking about weird things that they've jerked off with. And he was just like, Yeah, I fucked some moldy bananas in my old house.
Fair
Alrighty
enough.
then.
No, I just like Alex, you know. I'm not really a fan of the Jar Media podcast as such. I just like him.
He's so he's so funny on it.
No, I
Honestly.
know he's like very different. It's not scripted. He's having a bit of a laugh and stuff like that. And it's nice to see him be like that, especially knowing that he has like mental health problems and stuff. But I just prefer the main edited content, I guess. Well, I finally took inspiration from him, and I've decided to create a new series for the channel. Because the last couple of weeks I've realized actually from the ground up, it's not really that easy to grow a variety channel. It's a lot easier for a much more established channel to have some kind of variety, especially the variety that I do. In terms of getting views and growth and that kind of stuff. So I've created a series. Obviously, it's not I hate this and I hate that. It's just going to be a couple of things, focused videos on topics that annoy me.
Just things that you sort of don't like. That's what you can call it. I sort of hate this.
Well, I obviously want to get monetized. So it's the series is basically things that annoy me. Yeah.
You're welcome, Nectar Soul.
My gears.
I actually said that in this video as well.
You're absolutely welcome. You're absolutely welcome, Nectar Soul. He was thanking me for keeping him calm yesterday on Twitter. No problem. Absolutely no problem. And you got J-Kid out there, being my son as he is, trying to figure out how do you bang a banana.
Well, he said that he peeled some of it and then took some of the inside bit out and then left some of the inside bit as like a nice little penis cushioning, and he just wrapped the skin around his dick and just went to town.
I guess it seems to me like that would have to be a pretty small peen, but what do I know? I'm not exactly into screwing fruit, so
neither are most people. He's just a very strange individual.
I got you.
Honestly, if you listen to Jar Media, like it's just he's not the same person. He's completely different, and he just says things that I'm trying to, because I listened to yesterday's episode. He's got this weird obsession with Madagascar that's been going on for like 3 months now. And every single episode, he finds a way to implement Madagascar into it. So he made up like a Reddit question that was like, which Madagascar character is each element in the periodic table? That they had, like, he made his friends go through each Madagascar character to decide which element in the periodic table they are. Like, he's just such a weird person.
Yeah, that's an angle I don't think I would have thought of on my own. By the way, though, while I have a second here, because I forgot to do it, please like and share the scream. Yay! Yeah, we're gonna scream here. Please like and share the stream because YouTube's not going to help us with that. And if you want to go a little further and help the old man out with paying his cable bill and whatnot, there is Super Chat. And there are also links to my Streamlabs and Patreon in the description. So there is
if you do not stop tapping that fucking keyboard, I'm coming over there and shoving it up your ass.
That threat may have a good time.
I was going to say, he might like that.
Good luck. This keyboard's bloody heavy as well. Swinging it around. No, I'm trying to write out my description at the moment. I'll just mute myself. Hold on.
Is it one of those mechanical keyboards?
It is a mechanical keyboard, and not just that, but it's got like what I describe a flow of LGBT-ness underneath the keys. This keyboard actually annoys me. It pisses me off a lot because unless I bash the keys hard, it will type the same letter twice in the sentence. And if I rest my hand slightly to the left, it will just take me somewhere else on the screen. This keyboard. This is the keyboard equivalent of my stupid phone.
Thank you, Owen Harmon, for the donation. Last HUFs before next payday. Hey, dude, don't worry about it. And like I've said many times before, you know, I do appreciate y'all's donations if you give them, but don't give me money if you don't have it. Pay your bills. Pay your bills. Don't give it to me if you don't have it. Jake Kid says, wait, oh, that is the description? Can't say I've ever seen a description longer than a video.
They're secretly writing a fan fiction. You can hear it in the keyboard.
Yeah.
Just let it happen.
Just let it happen.
Rem X Reader fan fiction part 1.
I'm going to mute myself while I do this. Right, back in a sec.
Okay. So, what's going on in the world today? I'm still not quite ready to approach what happened on Twitter yesterday, because I'm afraid once I do, I'm going to go off on a rant. You know, and I realize that the chat loves it when I get excited. You know, but I'm in no hurry to get my blood pressure up at the moment. Hey, Pat, how you doing? So, what else has happened in the world of YouTube or what have you?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with anything.
Yeah, I realized when I said that I'm asking the wrong person, because Misa has took a huge step back, and good on her. Good on her.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen I think Trisha Paytas is still kicking with drama shit, I think. But other than that, I don't really know. I haven't been watching drama channels that much recently.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, actually, that the Sargon Effect documentary. I just finished watching it this morning.
Oh yeah.
I have mixed feelings.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the information provided was literally what happened. But at the same time, every time there was like a dig at Sargon, it made me cringe a tiny bit. But I mean, the way that it was like the way that things were described in the documentary, it's not as if that's not what happened. It's kind of more like there's a bit of like a dig every couple of sentences, so it makes like people who are fans of Sargon probably like wince like I did, so that they just want to be quick to dismiss it as, you know, oh well, this person's just really butthurt because they're an SJW, but it wasn't actually bad, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an hour and a bit of my life that I am not too fussed about losing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen it myself. Of course, being American, I don't immerse myself too much in British politics. I don't understand it for the most part, to be honest with you. So it doesn't take me long to get lost. Like, what? Because it really does not work like politics works over here for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole Sargon thing, I've had mixed feelings about. I was never sure it was a good idea that he got into it because of his YouTube past, because I knew that was going to come back and haunt him, and it did. Your boy Pat, have you seen the tweet I sent you? I've been dying laughing for the past half hour. I did not, Pat. I didn't see that. Of course, I just had my laptop just crashed just prior to starting the stream, so no, sorry, I didn't see it. And yes, Owen Harmon, I'm well aware of the drama around Honey Badger, and we're going to spend at least a little time on that.
What's going on with the honey badgers?
Well, that was the Twitter drama yesterday over Memorial Day. So we'll get into that at least a little bit, you know.
Okay.
But it was very annoying for some of us, at least.
Okay.
to put it mildly. I get lost at a NASCAR track. Actually, I have RJ Bands. I have a very good sense of direction. You can take me out in the middle of the woods and I can find my way back. I've got a very good sense of direction, unless we're talking about downtown Indianapolis. And then, yeah, I get lost big time because there's just way too many one-way streets down there. Like, just let me out. I want out. I want out of here. But let's see here. What else we got here in the chat? Maniac Man 2030, people making way too big a deal over it, in my opinion. Well, that's one take on it. We'll cover that. Oh, Mario Lopez tweeted a woman lighting her butt on fire. Your boy Pat. Yeah, I did see that. I didn't see that you tweeted it to me, but I did see that. And yeah, I thought it was kind of Darwin in action. I don't know. I don't know if the woman squirted lighter fluid on her butt or something, but all I seen was her lighting it and went on fire, and she immediately went screaming like on her bare butt.
You know, it's moments like this that I don't regret deleting Twitter.
Yeah, I'm like,
are we talking about drama now?
Not yet. Soon. I was trying to kind of hoping to wait until you got done with whatever you were doing there and got back.
I'm done. Well, kind of done. I mean, I've done my description. I've done my tags. I've put all the links in. I've done my thumbnail. You'll love my thumbnail, by the way. I'm gonna send it to Misa. I'll send it to you in DMs.
Okay.
Where is Misa? There she is. Okay. There we go. I'll send that to you there, and then I will go to Dooms on Irate Alex. Oh, what the? Oh no! No! That's all the tags. That's very silly.
You're talking about that.
Oh yeah.
It's
specifically aimed at the fandom.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
No. Oh mate.
I am
Come at me, bro.
I am so far behind on that show. Of course, it's over now. The last I watched of Game of Thrones was the episode where they stabbed Jon Snow over and over.
That means you haven't watched the Battle of the Bastards.
Oh no, I haven't. There's a lot I haven't seen. They don't show it on Netflix, and I don't get HBO on my cable. I have very basic cable, just the basics, you know.
Yeah.
To keep the cost down.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I do pay for Netflix, because it's cheaper than getting the premium channels on cable.
Yeah.
But
I had some issues with that video as well, man. My computer's been lagging out a lot recently. You know, it's not long since I got a new RAM stick as well. So there's going to be a little bits of lag in that video.
Little bits of lag.
It's not as bad as you think. It's not really aimed at all of them. It's just aimed at the petition writers primarily.
Oh, sorry, J Kid. I didn't know you were behind me on show. I can't rightly answer that question without giving more spoilers than I already accidentally did. So sorry.
Right. The season 8 is done, right? If you haven't watched it yet, you don't get to sit there and whinge about spoilers.
He didn't. He didn't. He just said, "What? Jon Snow
Oh
died."
no, both of you.
I'm not whinging about spoilers. I just try to
Mhm.
avoid them.
Well, the night is dark and full of spoilers, my friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
And full of water bottles and coffee cups. But you know,
Of course, my brother from another seen them all. You're too busy watching bloody Daredevil on Netflix or something, isn't you?
actually, that is something that we can talk about. I've started watching another show on Netflix.
You know, if I'm not allowed to talk about anime on this show, then you're not allowed to talk about that.
My stream, and I can talk about what I want.
Wow.
If you don't like it, you can just trek right on back across that pond, Mr. Limey Bridges.
Holy shit. Look at him throwing the shade around. You wait, old man.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But
There's a flight of stairs somewhere. That's missing an old man.
Started watching a new series on Netflix that I've got mixed emotions about. I've seen it for quite a while. It's not new on Netflix, but it's called Slasher.
Oh.
And there are 3 seasons so far. And what it is each season covers a different storyline. Although some of the actors do play on the different seasons as different characters,
Yeah.
But each season covers a different storyline, and obviously by the name, the main object of the stories is there's a slasher, Jason type,
Yeah.
slasher. But there's a lot more to the story, and they try to add mystery. Now it's not the best writing in the world. I mean, the first season, I figured out who the killer was in the very first episode. So, but it's not a waste of time, and it's an interesting take on the slasher genre. Spreading it out over different episodes like that, and I've been enjoying it.
Okay, good. That's actually quite an interesting concept, actually. At least they try to spread it out.
Yeah, the only kick I had against it, and if you do go to look at it, the seasons are backwards.
Oh.
So you have to purposely go to the last one in the list and pick it as season 1, or it'll start and play.
They did that with Black Mirror as well,
which just annoys me.
Yeah. They did exactly the same thing with Black Mirror. Netflix just doesn't put things in order at all. It does it in anime. It doesn't do the exact same thing with anime. It just doesn't it doesn't have it in order. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
It just and in this show, it probably doesn't matter because there's no connection between each season. They're just completely different storylines. But
yeah,
I still like to watch things in order.
Yeah, no, I obviously feel exactly the same.
But yeah, you might like it. It's a Canadian show. Started on the defunct channel Chiller, which is no longer exists, but Netflix picked it up as a Netflix original. And,
hold on a second.
But anyway, I thought that might be something that Alex would like, and I know that Misa likes horror movies. So,
okay. Here's the deal, though. I am not allowed to watch any shows away from Ed because we have to watch everything together now. Because I am bound by the annoying couples have to watch everything together rule. So, and I literally just got him into American Horror Story, which I've already watched, so I'm having to sit and rewatch that.
Yeah, well, this is like that in the fact that like I said, every season is a different storyline with different characters.
It does sound like something I'd really, really like.
Yeah.
I have to sneakily watch that.
Yeah, it doesn't spare on the gore though, at all. Very gory. There's a scene in the season I'm currently watching, which is season 2, where a guy gets a gas operated auger run through his middle over and over. So yeah, that gets.
Bloodwing, I've watched some very disturbing stuff in my time. I sat through a Serbian film twice. You know, I think I can handle some gore.
Well, I was just giving a warning. It doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother me in any shape or form. I'm not opposed to gore in horror movies as long as it makes sense. I just don't like horror movies that are just gory for the sake of gore. You know, there's really no story. It's just gory, you know.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like my favorite thing about certain horror movie franchises are usually the villains and, you know, like why they do what they do. And sometimes even if there is no reason, it's like, you know, just trying to pick them apart, like Michael Myers and Halloween and stuff. I'm not a big fan of just I guess like the Saw sequels. I
Yeah.
don't like that kind of stuff that much.
There's
Well,
no need for a story when you can make it gory.
Yeah. And in their like I said, since I did figure out the first season pretty doggone quick. Second season, not so much. I think it's one of the women, but I'm not sure yet. Don't know. But still, they did try, or at least attempt to have a mystery, you know, and to set up red herrings, you know, to maybe pull you off the track, you know, make you think it's this person and it's not, because they're the next victim or whatever. But they did try at least to have a mystery involved. It's just all surrounding a slasher. So
I agree. I'm not sure what I'm agreeing to, but I agree. Horror movies that have gore for the sake of gore.
Yeah, I'm just not about it, you know. It's one of the reasons I didn't like what was that Western something 8?
Hateful Eight.
The Hateful Eight.
It's not
Wasn't a
horror
fan.
film, but-
Oh, hey, Weebo. Haven't seen you in my chat before. What's up, Weebs? Wasn't a fan because
wasn't
it
a horror
just
movie either.
well, no, but it was gory. It was a very gory movie, and it just struck me as just being. It was just shocking for the sake of being shocking.
It's Quentin Tarantino. Like,
Well, yeah,
all of his movies are like that.
Exactly, but wasn't a huge fan. Just wasn't.
That movie's a bloody great movie.
Yeah, well,
Acting's fantastic. The story's just amazing. It's also hilarious.
It was funny in parts in a very dark humor sort of way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But shut up, J Kid. I know where you sleep. I will smack you so hard. I was just saying hi because I happen to love Weibo. Anyway, it is that time, folks. I did see where some made their bets at the beginning of the stream. I don't recall what the bets were, but yeah, it's that time where the old man has to go to the bathroom. So if you don't mind, Mr. Bear and Miss Misa, if you would carry the stream for just a few minutes for me.
Okay, that's no problem. And of course, speaking of the Hateful Eight,
the nigger in the stable has a letter from Abraham Lincoln.
You're welcome. I also have Soundpad.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
new.
Yes. I have lots of things on here. Lots of sounds that I enjoy. But anyway, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all well. I hope you're enjoying today's Redneck Radio. And I hope you had a lovely bank holiday weekend if you're British, and of course a Memorial Day weekend if you're American, and a good weekend if you're a filthy Canadian or Australian. What the hell was that? That was a sound clip from The Hateful Eight, which is a great movie. Great movie. Weebo, what's going on? You got Jack of all in there. Good to see. He's changed his name to Bjorn because he thinks he's a Viking for some reason. It was great until Bear started talking. Oh, don't be like that, Scotsman.
I like cock.
Oh, wow, Scotsman. Thank you for joining the stream. Tell me how you feel.
I like cock.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, anything else you want to say?
I like cock.
Well, okay then. Thanks for coming. And that about sums up every single Opinionated Scotsman live stream right there. And of course, if you want to support Bloodwing, support Redneck Radio, you can do so by dropping a like on the stream, sharing it out to your favorite social media, Twitter, Discord, Facebook, all that good stuff. And of course, if you want to throw some shekels his way, support the old man, keep the internet and the lights on for him, you can do so by donating via Super Chat or, of course, his Streamlabs, which is linked in the description. Guys, I do appreciate that. Maddie says, all right, Alex, you know how much, how most of my Memorial Day went? Dang, honey bitcher. Surely, was it not arguing with the honey badgers on Twitter? I did.
We need to wait for Grandpa to return to talk about that. Because I need to hear his rant because I'm feeling some tea boiling, boy.
Yeah, I spoke to Monkey about it this morning on Breakfast with Bear, and who laddie lad. It's quite interesting.
Because obviously I do not have the Twitter. I have no idea what was actually said.
Well, we'll get into it here in just well, now that I've went to the bathroom, we can get into it. But it is going to take some setup, a little bit of setup.
In a world
where
an old man sits on Twitter all day and notices a quote tweet from the honey badger.
Let me preface it by saying, first of all, and most of us know that honey badger are all about the MRA, the men's rights, and all that. Yeah. And I'm not opposed to that, not at all. I have no problem with men's rights advocates living in what is termed as a woman's state. I understand very well the disparities in the laws concerning, divorce and child custody and all that stuff that very heavily favor the women. So I agree with some of their points. I got no problem with them whatsoever. But yesterday, which was Memorial Day here in America, and like I said to start the stream off, for those of you that aren't American and don't get it, it's a day that we are supposed to give honor, or at least some thought to those that have died in the military in service to their country, both men and women. I mean, it makes no distinction between them. And a lot of Americans, in fact, most people that I know, take it very seriously and very solemnly, very respectfully. I can't say that it's my favorite holiday because that would be kind of creepy, but it is one that affects me the most. I honestly, I'll admit, I get a little choked up when I think about it. I appreciate the fact that many people have given their lives so that I can remain free and safe. Appreciate that. So it's kind of a very solemn occasion for many of us here in America. Well, yesterday, and like I said, for the most part, it is a holiday that the left and the right can agree on. Usually, you got some of the edgy people out there. I just ignore them. But for the most part, both sides agree that it's, that we owe a debt of gratitude to these people that have died in service to our country. Thank you, Vomit Sausage. Wrench for Weibo. Yeah, I got no problem with that. I just got to catch her saying something here. Lost my train of thought there for a second. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Yesterday, there was a tweet by AOC. Now, you guys know that nobody more than me, unless it's maybe Monkey. Monkey probably picks on her more than I do on uh, on AOC, right? But I'll give the lady, the devil, her due. When she's right, she's right. And she made a very respectful tweet in memoriam of all those that died in service to our country.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. And so I'll give the devil her due. It was a very respectful tweet. Then Honey Badger Radio come in and said something to the effect of it doesn't mention men. Well, no, it just said all soldiers. Long story short, she went on a long tirade arguing with a lot of us about how it's mainly a man thing, and we should be paying attention to the overwhelming males that have died in service to the country. She brought up some statistic from World War II, where nearly 500,000 people men died in World War II, and 500 and some women died. So it's overwhelmingly male. So we need to recognize that this is overwhelmingly well. And to begin with, we said, look, don't make political points on this subject on today. Be respectful. That's what it was all about. Be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't so much about what she said. It's when she said it. There are 364 other days she could make this point, and nobody probably would have blinked an eye. But it was the fact that it was yesterday. Yesterday is when we're supposed to be remembering all of our fallen soldiers.
Mm-hmm. Honey Badger Radio said, maybe we should just focus on, the majority of the people who died on this day. And then Bloodwing said,
maybe you're just acting like a nigger, mate.
And
not exactly what I said.
He did say that. I heard him say it. No, but obviously, like you and Monkey and that were obviously correct in what you were saying to them. This wasn't the day, wasn't the time or place for it. It was a day to recognize all service personnel, regardless of their gender, that have died for your freedoms.
Yeah, J-Kid, that was exactly my first response. Was why do we even care about what the gender of the soldier is? It's got nothing to do with it.
It's also that, like, what does it change if we recognize that the majority of the people who died are men? Like, it doesn't change anything. The people, they're dead. It's a day to remember them by. Like, in terms of the army, like, things have changed a lot since then. So it's not as if bringing it up is going to make some massive political statement that's going to change the fabric of how the army are run. Like, it's just a really stupid thing to say.
It is. And a lot of us that take this, like I said at the beginning, I take this, and I'm not alone. Most everybody I know here in America that I know personally in real life takes it very solemnly and very respectfully. We take it, you just as well, you wouldn't walk into a funeral service, right? You wouldn't walk into a funeral service at random and tell the mourners there, hey, this person doesn't count as much because more of this kind of people died. You wouldn't do that because that's just rude and terrible.
Well, I mean, the Westboro Baptist Church probably would.
Well, they would, but yeah. But that's essentially what they did, because that's what Memorial Day is. It's a nationwide memorial for the dead, which is what funerals are. And that's the way a lot of us feel about it. And that's the way a lot of us took it. And it was just showed a major disrespect. Now, at first, I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt because I believe she's Canadian.
Yeah.
Based on the location in her Twitter bio, which is Saskatchewan, I believe she's Canadian. So I thought, well, maybe she doesn't really understand. And some of the things she was saying was showing that she had a misunderstanding of the holiday. She kept saying, well, it's to remember all those that died so we don't make the mistake again. No, it's not. Got nothing to do with not making a mistake again. It's just remembering those that died in service to their country.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's plain. It's easy. Don't make it something it's not. And the more she talked, I was informed that this was it Allison? Is she the leader? I'm not that up on HBO.
I think she's the one behind the Twitter account anyway.
The more she talked, the more my papa, my God rest him, my papa had a saying that they were so educated that they're stupid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the more she talked, the more I felt like that. J-Kid's telling me to check my Twitter or my Streamlabs. Thank you, Jolly Roger Bilgewater, for the donation. Here's enough for a redneck prostate exam, which consists of a spoonful of honey and a mouse in a sock. We worry for your health. Well, I don't know about that kind of prostate exam, but yeah, thank you very much.
Can I just like make a comment? And this is partly why I can't be bothered with like Twitter and YouTube and shit anymore. Why is it that our quote unquote side, like the antis or whatever, like we're constantly pointing out how the feminists and the SJWs will politicize everything and everything has to be about like, you know, women being equal or whatever, but it happens just as much when it comes to MRAs or people on our side. We have like every side politicizes everything. It's like, can't we take one day to just shut up about politics and just think and you know, enjoy the day as it's supposed to be enjoyed and remember the people who were supposed to be remembered?
Yeah. And that was our whole point. That was our entire point. Look, you can any other day, but not today. Just not today. Quit. And I have a problem with people that politicize tragedies and so forth. You know what I'm talking about. There's a shooting somewhere, and before the bodies are even cold, people are on Twitter politicizing it on both sides. I have a problem with that. And we were just basically trying to tell her, look, just not today. Just don't do this. Don't politicize it. Don't try to make some kind of political points on today, because that's not what it's about. Because if you do that, you're taking away what today's supposed to be about, and that's remembering those brave souls that have died. Now, I don't care if there was, the World War II stats that she used, if it was 500,000 to 500, it don't matter. Even if it was just one woman that died in that war, women died, and I respect them.
Yeah. Honestly, like I'm so tired of this like attitude of we have to make sure we get the gotchas in there, like no matter what day it is, no matter how disrespectful it is, because we have to prove that we're right constantly. I really hate it.
Yeah, just and that's what we were trying to tell her, that it's just not today. Tomorrow, the next day, whatever, just not today, okay?
You're gonna learn today.
Exactly. But it went on for almost all of yesterday, with back and forth different. They were going back and forth with monkey, shoe on head, and even shoe on head was trying to tell him, look, maybe this isn't a good look. I made the comment on one of them. Look, if you're wanting to make MRAs look bad, this is how you do it.
Exactly.
That's right. Yeah, I today had a crack at a couple people. I mean, most of it was David Lammy because the guy's a moron, but because he seems to think that the EU results is a clear mandate for Remain, even though the turnout was 37%. Yeah, and the Brexit Party also smashed it. But yeah, I had a little bit of a go at this chick. She's followed by a lot of bigger creators. She has a lot of followers on Twitter as well. Like, she tweeted out this image saying that this isn't elementary school in Ireland. Within a decade, I guarantee the Gaelic language and culture will cease to exist. And of course, it was a picture of a bunch of infant school kids, many of which were like black or mixed race or whatever. Of course, my initial issue is that, God forbid, brown people. I mean, never mind the fact that you have a white majority country. We're not like America, mate. But what are we, like 85% odd white or whatever? Also, the Gaelic language, like 87,000 people speak that out of a population of 4 million. It was dying before we developed multiculturalism in this country. But it wasn't that I took issue with. It was the next one that she replied to, saying, if you look at countries like England, nothing is British anymore. Well, the food, the architecture, the frigging architecture. Good Lord. The language. Yeah, none of us speak English anymore. And all of our museums have been flattened for mosques. Gobshite. You can't even crack British humor without going to jail. Now, don't get me wrong. There are obviously people who have, had legal repercussions for jokes or whatever, and there is a severe lack of good quality British humor. I certainly agree with that, but it's nowhere near as bad as what she's making it out to be. It's just someone who actually doesn't know anything about our country trying to talk about our country, Stupid.
Yeah.
Like that's a right-wing person just making really bad arguments there. Like that's Stefan Molyneux tier level arguments.
I wish these people would actually come to England and stay here for a relatively long period of time so that they could understand that Britain is not some kind of wasteland. The Muslims have not bombed us all. Like, we do live semi-harmoniously. I mean, obviously there are terrorist attacks, happening. But in terms of like our daily lives, it's not as if we walk down the street and then there's like 50 women in burqas and men telling like me to cover up and shit like that. It's not as horrendous as they think it is.
Yeah.
You mean it's not? You mean my wife wouldn't have to wear a hijab if we went visited England?
And it's like the whole British culture thing as well. Like, I'm sorry, but the whole point of multiculturalism in terms of like food and indulging in other people's cultures, it's supposed to be a good thing in terms of us being able to expand our knowledge on other cultures. And if it wasn't for multiculturalism, I couldn't go down the street and get a fucking Chinese, which I really wanted to do earlier.
Yeah. Maddie, I'm not ignoring you, sweetheart. Maybe next time. You're always welcome on here, but 3 is a good number for me. I like to keep it to 3 if possible. Plus, there is a link to Monkey who may or may not show up. You never know. Loki, Mad Hatter, please ask Irate. I don't know why you don't ask him yourself, but please Irate to do Lord Bear and say praise be to the honored dead.
That'd be $10 via Streamlabs. I don't do nothing for free. Like,
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. We just had a discussion just a couple of streams ago about how I don't get the hate for America, because the America that most people know, because they've never been here, all they know is what they've seen on social media and on TV, and that's mostly from the coasts. And trust me, coastal America is way different than middle America where I live.
you said, yeah.
Yeah, way different. So yeah, I get it. I certainly understand that point of view.
Mm-hmm. It's like the whole Sargon thing, really. Like all the people saying, "Oh, Sargon drew votes away from UKIP." They just don't understand anything. They just don't.
Yeah.
Sorry, but they don't. The United Kingdom independence. What?
Sorry, I just want to respond to something in the chat. I used to hate this on my old channel, but for some reason, because I sound like middle class, people just assume that, she doesn't understand what it's like to grow up. Like, literally, guys, I grew up working class. My mom was on benefits. My dad wasn't around as much. Like I live in an area where okay, when I was growing
I
up,
remember giving you shit about this all the
Yeah,
time.
I know.
She is middle class.
I'm not middle class.
Can confirm. Meta. She turned her nose up at me.
Yeah,
It's very typical. She heard brown people were coming and she boarded up her windows.
Yeah.
Maddie, I don't consider, for some reason in my mind, I don't consider Georgia being coastal. I'm talking like, the New England states.
Oh, Scotsman, you think everybody sounds middle class because you sound like this.
I like cock.
See, no one can understand a word you're saying.
I wouldn't know the difference if I heard it. I mean, I know there's different, obviously, I know there's different British accents, but I don't know which one's what.
You know what's ironic, you two? There's this guy who's constantly giving me shit in every single video I release. He lurks on my streams and waits for things that I say to use against me in my videos.
Right.
And his name's Tarquin. Right. And he likes to give me shit about, talking about being working class, but he's like, you're definitely middle class. I'm like, fuck you. Your name's Tarquin. You're in no position.
Annoying in England, like if you have a specific accent or you happen to not speak in slang or like a fucking roadman, that means that you automatically have money. It's like, no. I grew up in an area where there literally in the span of 2 weeks there was a fucking acid attack and 2 stabbings and a rape like down the fucking road from me. Like the area that I used to live in was fucking horrible.
Well, it's like here in the States, when they hear someone with my accent, they immediately think, yeah, ignorant, white, trash, racist. I mean, this is what they think, which is not true, except for the white part. But
yes, I grew up working class, grew up on council estates, that kind of thing, social housing. What do you call it in America? Section something?
Section 8, yeah.
Section 8 housing, yeah. My mum could never understand it because my mum has a Cockney accent. When both of my sisters were younger, both of them had Cockney accents. My elder sisters want to be upper middle class, so she switched her accent. But I always had the accent that I have now. Like the accent that I'm projecting right now is what I sounded like. And everyone was like, why is he posh? Like, why does he sound like he's upper middle class? I don't really have my armed forces accent anymore either.
You don't sound posh to me. I don't know what your accent would say about you regionally, but you don't sound posh to me.
He does sound a bit posh.
I don't know.
Misa, there was definitely a smug look on her face when she said that.
Posh to me would be like the Britisher.
Oh God, he's ridiculously posh.
Or to a slightly lesser extent, maybe Omegon.
Yeah, the Whiffy Woos in the chat there mentioning there was a stabbing just down the way from me, and of course next door was firebombed a few years back.
Yeah, well,
don't be like that, J-Kid.
You know him; he's got to be him.
We do not the same. Go to Liverpool.
Go speak to a Scouser and then come back to me, and then.
Yeah,
not Otterface though. Get yourself a proper thick Scouse accent.
Yeah, I mean, I have absolutely no problem understanding Misa and Bear at all, but Vanilla's accent, and probably mixed with my being hard of hearing, is very difficult, and I often have to ask her to repeat herself. God love her. I love you, Vanilla. I know you're out in the chat, sweetheart.
Jack Kunsky says I sound like an airline pilot. That's fantastic. that reminds me of an old Lee Evans skit on one of his stand-up. He said, "Oh, you go on airlines and you sit down, and the airline pilot, he just starts speaking and he puts you at ease. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and this is your captain speaking. Don't worry, I'll be flying you across the skies and landing you safely. Oh my God, he's going to land us safely, the posh twat." Academic agent, as intelligent as he is, he's not posh, is he? If I remember rightly.
You just reminded me in doing that when I was out taking the granddaughters to school this morning. I was listening to Q95 as usual, and the Bob and Tom show, and they played a skit where somebody was playing to be Larry King, the interviewer, Larry the King, who's older than the hills now. But he was interviewing Queen Elizabeth, but the person playing Queen Elizabeth was using a Cockney accent. It was just hilarious.
Yeah, there's a show in the UK. I don't think it's on anymore. It's called Newsoids.
Yep.
And it was like basically puppets of various British politicians and of course the royal family. And there's one scene where William and Kate are arguing about where what's their son called again? Is it Charlie?
I don't know.
Prince Williams and he's like he didn't get the comment out of me. We didn't get a fucking comment out of me. And the baby's going, oi, oi, Salmon, oi. George, that's it, George. Prince George, yeah. He comes out Cockney. It's quite funny. He's singing all the songs from the streets as well.
Q and Dolly, don't feel bad. I can't do accents either. No matter how hard I try, I cannot. No matter what accent I try to do, it just sounds like a redneck trying to do that accent.
Sean Archie is the son of Ginger Pubes and Ballbag Face. Harry and Meghan Markle.
That dirty American.
There's filthy colonial trying to.
There's an American in the woodpile.
Queen Elizabeth, she's going to do something before she dies. I'm telling you. Meghan Markle's going to have herself a nice crash in a tunnel somewhere. I'm telling you. I think that's why she got pregnant so quickly. It's like, she can't kill me off if I'm pregnant. Hold my corgis.
Oh, good Lord. But yeah, anyway, back to what we were talking. That was, in a nutshell, that was the drama. I don't mind telling you, it really, really upset me because, as I said, I take Memorial Day very seriously. It's just one of those things I do. I take it very seriously, and I felt like her trying to press that issue just totally disrespected the women, no matter how many there are, that have gave their lives. Mm-hmm. And beings that she gave World War II statistics, given the times, chances are the majority of those women that did die were either nurses near the front lines or ambulance drivers. Mm-hmm. So these are women putting their lives on the line, probably unarmed, to save our boys. Now, yeah. How patriotic? You can't get any more patriotic than that,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And they were probably, in many cases, the last friendly face some of our boys that did pass saw while they were trying to care for their wounds, and if you were to ask those people if they respected those nurses and ambulance drivers, I bet you that almost to a man they would say absolutely yes.
Loki, Mad Hat is a good boy. I've not spoken to him quite some time, actually. What is it you want me to say? Every day I get closer to becoming Lord Bear. It's my accent shifts. Yeah, during my video, I kind of inadvertently did Lord Bear. So to basically get around it, I just put Lord Bear in the video. He's in the next Irate Alex video, guys, by the way. So I'm going to release it after the stream. Make sure you go and watch it. Mad Hat says, Irate Alex, which leave me less than half a penny to rub together. That's such a... Why do you want me to say that? That's such a odd thing to say.
Oh, yeah. There's no accounting. What does for what does it for some people?
Well, I guess if he wants to sit there choking himself and fapping off to Lord Bear's voice, I mean, who am I to deny him that? I suppose. I just want to know what it means. Wait for the video where Lord Bear starts barking at the dogs, mate. I suppose that's all I have left to do, isn't it? I mean, there's a couple of videos where I just stop on camera and start barking at the friggin' dogs.
I've heard him bark at the dogs on Discord. Trust me.
I nearly put it in an IB video the other day as well, but I decided to edit it out.
Oh yeah.
It's not as funny unless you're on camera. People can see you're losing your mind. Rest be the honor dead. Well, which is it you want me to say? Both of them? You're asking for too much there, mate. Fine, I'll say it. Right, stop the chat there. Which leave me less than half penny. Hold on, let me start again. Which leave me less than half. Is it half a penny? Like I read it as is, mate. Like it's got to make sense. Don't be missing out words. No, my chat's not lagging. It's just you not typing the whole thing in the bloody chat. Lord Bear barking. I don't even think I could do that. Woof! I say woof! I say bark, bark, woof, woof.
Oh, I needed that. Welcome to Redneck Radio, people. The show where you just never know what you're going to get. This live stream is exactly like a box of chocolates.
Wait, Peter, I've said that before. I will read things like, especially super chats, I will read them as is, which is why I'm so susceptible to fall for trolls all the fucking time. Woof!
Oh. Okay, so that's enough of the drama stuff. And what else we got? We got anything lighter hearted today?
Woof!
Besides the whoop. What was that you said?
Speaking of lighter,
Yeah.
I joined Slimming World again, and I've lost 5 pounds in the last couple of weeks.
Hey,
good on you. I mean, it's been a while since you shut down your Twitter, but I remember the last pictures I seen of you. You were looking pretty svelte to begin with.
Well, unfortunately, I've gotten very lazy over the last 9-ish months, and I've gained a tiny bit of weight. So I'm trying to actually get to my proper weight loss. So, but unfortunately, I still have my tummy that I need to do something about. But yeah, going well. So that's lighter and lighter hearted.
Yeah, lighter in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, we're working out and doing that. And there was a time in my life, in my 30s, where I went to the gym quite often, and it is a habit. It's a habit. And it's a habit that once broke. Unfortunately, I got pneumonia, which broke my habit, and I never got back into it.
Right.
So, and like any other habit, you just have to keep at it.
Yeah, it's hard with work and everything, and I've become very lazy as of late. Like going to the gym right now is like I'm trying to get back into it properly because it's just a bit of a task. Yeah, at least I haven't gotten as fat as I used to be.
I was doing Lord Bear in the pub on Sunday.
You was?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I actually went out.
Yeah. Now, were you the only guy there?
Out of the group I went out with, yes.
Okay.
So I had to create my own entertainment, and VB I think was at the bar, and like her friend was like being a bit odd, so I just started playing different characters in the pub and being really loud about it. Said, "Filthy wenches, bring me some alcohol." I think Veebs was like trying to get me and her a drink, and I said, "I expect change." And she said, "I'm going to get you a double." I said, "I request a single. I don't believe you." I had fun.
Yeah.
I did get a bit of anxiety later on, but and I got tipsy. That's fine. That's fine by me. I came home and had a couple of slices of pizza and watched The Silence on Netflix, which is a terrible movie.
I seen it. I did watch it all the way through.
It's rubbish.
No, it's not the best movie in the world. I can't say it's the worst I've ever seen, but no, it's certainly not the best. There were a lot of inconsistencies in it, you know, that were pretty obvious. But yeah, it was an hour and a half. That's about what I can say for it.
Yes, very disappointing movie. Very, very disappointing. Oh yeah, and we saw Charlie's mum.
Oh, did you?
Yes, for those who don't know who I'm talking about, myself, these two, and many other creators came together. Was it in 2017 or 2016?
I don't remember.
Freaking ages ago.
I'm wanting to say 17.
We raised over
for a little while by that point.
We raised over £3,000 for a young chap called Charlie, who had unfortunately suffered a bad accident at school and had subsequently lost the use of his legs and developed Tourette syndrome, amongst other things. Can you hear that?
Thank you, Cryptic, for the donation. Bear is still chunky. Actually, the last picture last time I seen Alex, which hasn't been too long ago, because he does turn on his camera behind the scenes once in a while. He was looking pretty scrawny to me, but that's just my eyes.
I've still got my belly, but I have reduced in size considerably. Bloody chavs on motorcycles? What is that? A bloody hairdryer? Keep the noise down, peasants. No, we raised over £3,000 for him with the help of the community. As a 12-hour live stream overnight. It was an amazing night. We got him a special frame that would prevent his leg muscles from fusing, and we also managed to raise enough to buy a bath lift so that his mother didn't destroy her back. And guess what?
What?
He might be going to the Olympics.
Oh,
very cool.
And not the Paralympics.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's something. I have seen the videos of him on mostly on the rings.
The upper body strength of that boy is ridiculous.
Yeah, he does very well. Because, well, Charlie's mom follows me on Twitter, and I follow her back, so I do see those on occasion. Because, I was involved in that 12-hour live stream as well. I wasn't there for the full 12 hours, but almost. I had to take a couple hours for a nap. I was fading. But, I remember it very well because I was very proud of our community.
There was a quote you said to me back then, and it stuck with me ever since, because if you remember back in those days, I was extremely ideological,
right,
and desperate to make some kind of impact and change through the content on my channel. And you once said to me after that, Bear, you may not be able to change the world, but you did change the life of one person.
Yeah,
like, you changed the world for one person. And I was like, well, shit, man, that's deep. I was like, I need to get some weed or something, man. That's way too deep for me this time of day. But no, we did. We changed the world of one person.
Absolutely.
And that was well worth it. Well worth it.
Yeah. Folks, in this day and age, when there is more than our share of drama in what we do and backbiting and everything, this community is still capable of doing great stuff.
Agree. Absolutely agree. And as well, that 12-hour live stream, man, that we had everybody get involved in that. This was back when Andy Warski and Chris were still together making videos, and Chris and Andy shilled the stream at the end of their video.
Yep.
You know, we had loads of people from the anti-SJW community turn up. I even had what's her face, the drama queen. What's her face? Who made like 1 million videos on 5.
Joy Sparkles.
Yeah, Joy Sparkles turned up for a period of time as well.
I was on the stream at that time, and I just bit my tongue.
Yeah, you stayed on for quite some time, if memory serves.
Yeah, I was there solely to keep you awake.
Yes.
And which he done very well at, but he was fading. You could tell in the last couple hours he was starting to fade.
Yeah, man. In fact, I remember when I finally finished at like 7 a.m. I think we had Gutenberg on.
Yeah.
And that's when I perked up. You know, it's just we had a bit of a chat for an hour. Like I didn't go to bed for like at least another hour and a half.
I don't know if you've seen it, but the Jake says, "Wow, now I see why Bear is your favorite son. He actually remembers things you say." Yeah, but that's because you don't listen to me, boy. But yeah, I remember it very well. Had a lot of guests. Had all the usual regulars. I believe Misa was there for a time. Monkey and SDA and Scribe and
everybody.
Battening and Beardbarian.
Yeah, and Magog. Beardbarian was on for quite some time as well. We played all the thingy games. Did we play Cards Against Humanity?
I believe so. Yeah.
What's the other one called? The Jackbox games?
Oh, if you hadn't asked me, I could have told you.
You two know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Quiplash?
Yeah,
Yes,
Quiplash.
Quiplash.
Yeah. I played Quiplash, and I think I drank about 6 monsters. I mean, I think I could do it without all that now, to be honest with you. But back then, yeah.
Oh, no way I could do a 12-hour stream. The old based mama streams were at my peak of what I could do, and sometimes I couldn't make those.
Yeah, they went on for quite some time.
And they weren't over when they were over, because there was quite the after party usually. People just hanging around and talking. So.
Yeah, you'd get all manner of creator turn up as well. Back in the days when Dave Cullen would actually come onto a live stream or two.
Yeah.
Can I read that on the stream? Can I?
I've scrubbed out the name of the writer.
Okay, thanking you. I actually have an article here that was written by my local newspaper from when we raised the money for Charlie.
Yeah.
This is Charlie's best shot of walking again. Of course, it has a picture of him with the frame. There is a video on my channel where I went around his house and filmed him in the frame and everything. Mum says standing frame has given her son a boost after his accident. A youngster who was left unable to walk following a playground accident. Yeah, bearing in mind Alfie goes to that school right now. Can now stand again thanks to the generosity of others. Charlie, from, I'm not going to tell you where I live, was left reliant on a wheelchair following his accident 3 years ago. But following fundraising efforts by his family and friends, and an appeal in the local newspaper, just bearing in mind the local newspaper didn't raise anything. That was us. We're the ones who did it, not the frigging newspaper. Trying to take credit for it, dicks. The 12-year-old, he was 12 at the time, received £2,781. Of course, it was like $3,000 odd, wasn't it? Standing frame from New Life, the charity for disabled children. And in the month since he began using the frame, Charlie has pushed through the initial pain barrier and can now use it for 30 minutes at a time. I think it's much, much longer than that now. Mum Angela said the standing frame is just amazing. Charlie is spending a little longer in it each day. and building up his strength slowly. Charlie has taken charge of his standing frame, and he is now so positive about using it and wants to stay in it for as long as possible. It's helping his physio, and he is gaining strength. This is his best shot of one day, hopefully walking again, and it's an ongoing process. Donations for the frame came from a host of people, both close to home and around the world. You're damn right it did. We did it, people. People from all over. The number of Charlie's family members living overseas. Yeah, I'm sure those family members living overseas who are in the chat donating money. Yeah, anyway, that was the article. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but we still have it because it's probably my only real achievement on this platform. So, yeah. Feel free to talk anytime. Oh, Bloodwing's muted himself. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was awesome, wasn't it, me? So that's back when the community was a different place to be.
Sorry about that, guys. I was getting a phone call.
If I'm being honest, YouTube and all of the stuff that happened over the last few years to me is some kind of acid like trip. I like when I try and remember stuff, I find it really difficult.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Mainly because I've been trying to forget a lot of stuff about YouTube.
No, I feel ya.
Yeah. But the good point of the whole Charlie thing is it's not all bad.
Yeah.
Not all bad.
One of the only good things really to come out of the community.
Yeah. Oh dear. Reminiscing, nostalgia. Careful, it's a trap.
I was very proud of our community at that time. And I recall getting very choked up by the time it was almost done.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was nearly as tired as Bear. I did take a 2-hour nap, but I was there the rest of the time.
Yeah. We have done other good things, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
We've done a few fundraisers and whatnot for like content creators who desperately needed it at the time. This was 2 years ago. What was 2 years ago? What's that? That's the video where I updated everybody.
Yeah.
It was the day after, wasn't it?
Day after.
Oh no, wait, that's the stream. That's the stream.
Is that the stream?
Yeah. Good Lord, I look different there, don't I? Good Lord. Yeah, we were playing Jackbox games and oh yeah, well, yeah, we hit the target so quickly. It was actually more than what we donated. We actually got way more than what the newspaper article said. Let me just, I'm scrolling through the stream.
Yeah, we totally, as I recall, we totally busted our goal.
We did, and we did it very quickly because some madman just turned up out of nowhere and just started throwing hundreds of pounds at us.
Yep.
Was that the total amount? It can't be the total amount. And we hit £3,000 at the 10-hour and 9-minute mark. I know we got more than that, didn't we? If I go right to the end, it looks like the final amount was £3,060. Yeah, I think that was the final amount. Wow, that's an old video. Is that public? It should be public. Yeah.
But it's when you see the video, like I said, I follow Charlie's mom and she follows me back on Twitter. And I do see videos of him doing his gymnastics work. And it's just, you're right. The upper body strength on that kid is phenomenal. And while he's in the air doing his thing, you can't tell that there's anything wrong with him. You know, just when he goes to land, he has to land on his knees, I think, pretty much.
Yeah, he does. Like he has pads and stuff for his knees and whatnot when he's doing it.
Yeah.
Oh God, hold on. Please continue.
I
feel so much better.
A 7, maybe an 8.
Okay, that deserves an 8 at least.
Yeah. Maybe.
That was very loud, very airy, you know, just
It wasn't lumpy though, because farts aren't supposed to be lumpy.
Yeah.
Okay.
How was that week, Lindsay? That was quite good. And it was loud. Very loud. Oh dear.
Speaking of getting a call, I had something odd happen to me the other day on my phone.
Please
Perfect.
continue.
That was perfect. Absolutely perfect. No, I'm sitting here on the phone, and I don't get a lot of calls. People don't call me much, and I pretty much only have my phone so I can keep up to date, so that the place that my dad is at can get a hold of me.
Yeah.
If they need to, and because of that, I tend to answer all calls, even if I don't recognize the phone number, which means I get a lot of trash calls.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this phone number pops up trying to call me. It was from a 313 area code, which is not where I live.
Everybody in the 313, put your motherfucking hands up and follow me. Sorry, I've seen 8 Mile. I know American.
And I'm like, okay, but it might be something on my disability, which I've still yet to hear a final say on yet. I wish they'd tell me something, either yes or no, so I can get on with it. But anyway, so I answer it, and I get nothing but silence, like a long silence.
Yeah.
Before the person, I'm saying hello, 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 and then they hang up. So, well, crap, whatever. It probably was another bogus call. So I put the phone down. As soon as I put it down, I get notification that I've got a text message. And here's the text message, and I'm going to bleep out some of the words. But here's the text. I swear you a low-life hoe, ASS, nigga, cuz from this point, I don't F with you, nigga. I swear
You'll say the N-word, but you won't say F. Or anything else.
When I see you, we scraping. I dang near can't believe what I just heard about you. That's the text message. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So I sat on that for a minute. I didn't reply. I didn't do anything. I'm like, what the heck, man? Has somebody found out who I am and there's something they don't like about me? Or
yeah.
On Twitter. My mind's going all over the place. So I finally said, I tweeted back, look, I have no idea who you think you're talking to, but it isn't me. You better double check the number you're calling.
Yeah.
So almost instantly the person messaged back, my fault is some family stuff. Discard this message. I'm like, okay.
That's what I have to say to that.
You're just having way too much fun with those sound effects.
Yes. I only started using it yesterday, so.
The only reason I said the N word is because it ended in the A. And I don't like that word, but I figure I was reading what he said. Those aren't my words. Those were his. So say nigger.
No. You just did like 3 times.
How went the race? I don't follow open wheel racing too much. I know who won, but I can't remember their name right offhand. I'm just glad it's over because we have our town back.
Hey,
we have our city back. All the visitors are gone.
They're gone.
Yeah,
get out my city.
that's right.
I don't have a gun sound effect, unfortunately.
I do somewhere on mine. Of course I do. I'm a redneck. But
ding 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 ding. I should get that.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just glad it's over. And anybody that's lived in Indy for any length of time knows what I'm talking about. It's just, yeah, you're just glad when the race is over. So all the people leave. You know, and get because this city wasn't built for that many people at once.
Back in a second.
All righty. So, in the meantime, Misa, you've been a little bit quiet the last part of this stream.
Yes, it's because I am getting very, very sleepy.
Are you getting sleepy?
Yeah, I've reached the point now where I feel weird if I'm not in bed by 9.
Yeah, I feel you. Misa is becoming an old woman.
Honestly, Grandpa, like I had friends the other night actually message me like, "Oh, the weekend, we're gonna go out and we're gonna go to the pub and then maybe go to the club." And I was kind of like, "But I could just stay at home and watch Netflix, though. That sounds better. I might do that."
Welcome to my world, Misa. Welcome to my world.
It's so bad because everyone I work with is a lot older than me, and I keep on saying things like, "Oh, I'm too old to be going clubbing," and they're like, "You're 22. What you on about?"
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Being a homebody saves a lot of money.
I farted again. It's a shame you didn't hear it. It was really loud.
Well, be a good boy and light a match, okay?
No. You ever see that? I when I was in high school, a friend of mine came around my house. He was like, "I got a fart." I was like, "Wait, let me get a cooker lighter." And obviously it's the elongated lighters that you use for lighting ovens. And I lit his fart, and it shot out like a flamethrower, and then blew back up his ass. And he screamed, he squealed like a piggy. It's funny because he was fat as well. And he pulled his pants down for it.
Do you ever do those farts where you like spread your butt cheeks and then let the fart just come out?
Yeah, and it just sounds like this.
Yeah, but it gets all of the fart out.
Yeah, but I like pushing them together, so there's more. There's more.
No,
You know?
I find the spread ass cheek farts a lot nicer. They're more cathartic for me.
What,
My wife gets on me all the time because I'll sit over here. I'm an old man. Of course I fart.
anal ASMR.
And she's, you lifted your butt up for that one.
You have
pushed
to.
it out. Well, yeah, I got to let it out. Of course, she goes nuts. She thinks it's disgusting, and myself and my kids are like, farts are just hilarious. You know, it's just one of them funny things in life.
Yeah. I don't see what's wrong with letting one off.
Well, it is really gross to do when you're around loads of other people, in my opinion. But
Well, yeah, when you're in public, I mean, come on, have a little common sense. But
when you're on your own, though, it's fair game.
yeah, because you know, so many women. She likes to act like she don't fart, which is my wife, which is totally false.
Yeah, you do, you dirty bag of spanners.
It's just, in fact, it'll gag a maggot. Mine might be
Lady
loud,
farts
but they
are awful. Like, women are just tramps, man. Just like, they stink.
mine may be loud, but they typically don't stink a lot unless I've had White Castle or Taco Bell.
I want White Castle.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Tell you what, Bear, go get you a box of X-Lax, eat half of it, and there you've had the experience.
I like having a good clear out, you know?
Oh God.
Well, White Castle will do it. Now, they are tasty. I do love them. They just don't love me.
Yes, Sarah, I do occasionally carry out hit and runs in public.
You're disgusting.
Why?
You're the type of guy that my dad warned me about.
You're the type of guy who farts in the aisles. No, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned hit and run.
There's everything wrong with it. For one thing, you're not taking responsibility for the stench you create.
Misha, there's an anime on Netflix, and I don't know how to pronounce the name.
What? Okay.
Code And then next word is Geass.
Code Geass.
What?
Code Geass.
Code Geass.
Yeah.
It looks like a rip-off of Gundam.
No, Code Geass is really cool. I like it if you haven't seen it.
I've not watched it. I think I'll add it to my watch list.
You also need to watch Mob Psycho 100 because that ship
Oh
is
no! I've look right. I looked at it. I didn't watch an episode, obviously, but I looked at it, and it's just it's stupid animation.
No, bet it's actually amazing. The final fight in season 2 is fucking sick. You don't understand.
Yeah, I'm not working my way through just for a single fight in the second
Yeah,
season.
like the animation style adds to its charm. Honestly, it's so amazing. I love it.
The animation just stupid.
It's by the same guy who did One Punch Man.
I've never watched One Punch Man.
Oh my god. You're like a mainstream weeb and you haven't watched One Punch Man.
I've never said I was mainstream.
You're the type of anime fan that's like, I watch anime. I've seen Naruto and Attack on Titan, and you haven't watched.
I've never watched Naruto either.
Well, good because Naruto's fucking long.
Yeah, I've watched much more obscure anime.
Like,
Oh, hold on, I'm getting my completed list. Obviously, all 3 Berserk movies. Nothing after that, obviously, because I'm not a heathen.
Oh, hey, baby. Hey, baby. Mama Minnie in the chat. Your brother, well, both your brothers are here.
Hi.
But your flesh and brother's here as well. And please tell Banana I said happy birthday, and Mama and Papa will probably call her later on a video call.
I've watched Black Lagoon.
that's not really obscure, but okay.
But well, I've never heard of it until I saw it.
That's because you don't watch anime in general.
Death Note, all of the Fate series, except for 2 movies.
They're mainstream as fuck. What are you on about?
No, they're not.
If they've been in a loot crate, they're not obscure anime.
Well, I wouldn't know about that because my loot crate still isn't here. Loot crate,
maybe
Goblin Slayer, Log Horizon, Madoka Magica, the 7 Deadly Sins, including the movies, Outbreak Company, No Game No Life, Overlord, all of it, ReZero, Revisions, Sword Art Online, all of it, Tokyo Ghoul, all of it.
They're all mainstream.
Tanya the Evil. No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not all mainstream.
No, most of the ones that you just listed are mainstream animes.
No.
But like, I've been an anime fan since I was 4 years old. I know what the mainstream ones are.
You don't.
And here we have the Japanese weeaboo in their natural habitat.
Most of Black Clover, 4 episodes of Drifters, sorry.
I love Drifters.
I've only 4 episodes into it. Obviously, the new Attack on Titan episodes. What is this? Oh yeah, Shield Hero, obviously.
Oh my god, yeah. RJ Bansama 68. Yeah, dude, you need to watch Initial D.
I tried watching High School DxD, but me and that ecchi.
No,
cringe.
Initial D. Watch Initial D.
No, I don't want to watch that either.
It's so good.
I don't want to watch that either.
You just want to watch all the mainstream stuff.
Well, if it's English dubbed, I imagine it's if it's English dubbed, I imagine it's mainstream, huh?
Yeah, but if the studio is going to pick it up and say, let's dub this so that more people in America and England can watch it, it's probably mainstream.
Demon Slayer doesn't count as mainstream then, does it?
Hey, Bear, if there was ever any doubt that J-Kid is my natural son, read his last comment.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm not a fucking weeb at all, sir Shaggy.
Not.
What?
You're actually not with the list.
Yeah, I told you.
Not a weeb.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
I watched
don't
Violent
know.
Jack. I think that's the first anime I ever watched, actually, was Violent Jack. I've not put that in my list. I should.
You need to watch Mob Psycho, Bear.
No.
I don't know if we can be friends if you haven't watched Mob Psycho.
I've seen the animation for it. No.
It's so good, but you don't understand.
The art style is stupid.
Dude, once you see the opening for the first time, you'll be like, "Oh my god, this shit is hype."
No.
You're fucking irritating.
It's like a little fucking chinky guy with a fucking bowl haircut. Like,
Dude,
no,
such a dude. If you've watched like My Hero Academia, it's the
no.
same thing as like Deku. Like he's such a likable character that you actually really want him to succeed in everything.
Hey, have you guys ever watched old episodes of Peanuts? You know, Charlie Brown.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and you know how sometimes, you know, when the kids are around an adult and the
yeah,
adult talks, what you hear.
yeah.
That's what I'm hearing right now. Wah 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 wah.
I'm sorry, it's just that Bear doesn't understand. He's trying to be an anime connoisseur without taking in all the best anime.
I've watched some of the best anime.
Like what?
I already talked. Seven Deadly Sins is an amazing show.
Oh my god, that's the most generic shonen anime I've ever seen.
I would not say it's the most generic shonen at all. Dragon Ball is the most generic shonen ever.
Okay, that is pretty generic, yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
isn't
you
being
can't
an
really say that.
it isn't being an expert on anime kind of like being an expert on ramen noodles? Kind of. Ew.
I've only watched one episode of what's the English fucking way of saying this? Seraph of the End.
Never seen it.
Okay.
Well, we are down to about 10 minutes left, give or take a minute. So it is time now to tell a short story, and then I'm going to open the chat up to questions. If it's okay with you two. Are you done with the anime?
Yeah, I'm just going to type about it in the chat instead.
You know I love you. I have to give you a hard time. Got to give you a hard time. So I do have a story for today. It's a short one. It's one I actually told on Twitter yesterday. But no, wait a minute, JK. Cartoons are for children. It depends. Animaniacs is cartoons for adults. Fight me. But anyway, you know, men get a bad rap sometimes, and sometimes it's deservedly so. And one of the bad raps we get is you know, not really wanting to do housework or being total crap at it, you know. And then that's probably deserved. Probably deserved. I know that's one of my least favorite things is to do housework. But in way back in the ancient days of 1979, I was living in Southern California for a while. And I lived in a house with two other guys. We shared the rents, but we were roommates. Our neighbors were two really hot sisters. I mean, typical, naturally blonde, tanned from here to tomorrow, California girls. One of them had actually, previous to us living next door to them, had actually posed for Playboy. So yeah, they were pretty good looking, and they knew it. They played us with it all the time. They were always coming over and flirting and borrowing stuff, or you know, what have you. But they had, yeah, J-Kid, they were bimbos, yeah. But they did love to sunbathe in the backyard, and usually in the all together in the boat. Bad thing was for them, or maybe they were aware of it, the window over our kitchen sink gave a straight shot to their backyard where they were sunbathing.
Oh.
It is the only time in my entire life that I've ever seen a group of guys constantly fight over who was going to do the dishes because they wanted to do the dishes. So yeah, like I said, short story, but I thought that was humorous. Anyway, chat, questions.
Yes.
Me or Bear or Misa, any one of them, as long as they're within reason. we'll answer your questions. And while we're waiting for that to, because there's like a 30-second delay. J Kid, that's how women get pregnant. Men have bad raps. Oh, Lord.
See, I'm trying not to say it out loud, so.
Say what out loud?
What are you about to see?
He's
Okay.
probably still on about the anime.
Oh.
There you go. Feel free to argue with me in the chat. J Kid says, well, Misa make me a sandwich.
Sandwiches include bread, and I've given up bread for my diet, so I'm not even touching this stuff. So soz, mate.
Swat.
Apparently, there's a slime. Is a good. Fuck off.
Don't tell me fuck off.
She
Argue
just
in the
did,
chat.
dude.
Argue in the chat. You animal.
You won't
Do
watch
it in the chat.
No, fuck off. You won't watch Mob Psycho, but you'll watch That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime.
Yeah, the animation is far superior. The art style is far superior. Oh, and it's an isekai. So
you are a fucking cretin.
it's a Paragon version of Overlord, basically. But yeah, argue in the chat, ball bag.
No, I want to yell at you.
Well, I'll do it later then. Well, till next time.
Till next time. Bjorn in Gulf City, are you a Highlander? Well, I don't know. That depends on how you define Highlander. I am from the hills of Kentucky, so there's that. If you're talking about the Highlander as in the movie and the TV series, no, unfortunately, I'm not. I'm not immortal.
No joke intended, but why do you pick on poor opinionated Scotsman? I don't pick on him.
You're a fucking hipster type, except you just watch mainstream.
No, you're like, I watch obscure shows, yeah, ones that aren't dubbed. Yeah.
You're the one who said that. You said you watch obscure shows, and then half the shows that you said that you watched are mainstream.
I watch Mob Psycho. Yeah. It's not dubbed, so
it actually
better than
is.
you. I'm still not watching it.
J Kid, I absolutely agree. The Highlander movies did stink, but the first one wasn't too bad. But after that, they went real quick downhill. But the TV series was awesome, absolutely awesome. Banzma, I can answer that. Is Bloodwing a hillbilly? Yes, I am both a redneck and a hillbilly because they are two different things. I know, right, Sarah? They do fight like siblings.
I'm not fighting. I'm just proving that I'm right.
No, she's a moron who doesn't know anything.
I'm really angry at the fact that
shut up, your neckbeard.
No, I made you like anime, and I
liked it before I met you. The first anime I ever watched was Violent Jack, and of course Dragon Ball after that, along with Pokemon and that god awful shitty show Digimon.
Yeah, but they're not. People who watch anime on a regular basis don't class Pokemon and Digimon as like anime, really.
They're still anime.
They are, but most people who watch anime regularly don't class that as anime.
RJ, all right, Alex, can you stop arguing with me? So I'm not arguing with her; she's arguing with me. There is a difference.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm arguing at you.
Sarah, I don't think it is Highlander. I don't think it is on Netflix. I don't think it is.
Netflix isn't the best anyway, really, for anything.
I
like it, but it just doesn't have the best selection.
Yeah.
Of anything, like the horror movie section isn't that great. The anime section isn't that great.
It says, question, favorite show you are embarrassed to admit? Oh, geez, I don't know.
I know.
Okay, yeah, you two answer that while I think about what mine might be.
I love all the Real Housewives shows. Like Real Housewives of Cheshire, Real Housewives of like Manchester, all of them. I fucking love them. They are trash, but I love them.
Bear?
What was the question? I was too busy typing in the chat telling Jake
Yes,
that he's
we
the
know.
least favorite child, and so therefore it's wrong.
Favorite show you are embarrassed to admit that you liked?
Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to answer that question. I don't want to answer that question.
I can't think of anything that I'm embarrassed. I mean, like J Kid said, he liked Charmed, and yeah, I did too, kind of, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of shows that I watch that I know people would pick at me about, or that they wouldn't like themselves, but I'm not embarrassed by it. It is what it is. Bite me.
I'm embarrassed by a lot of the shows that I like because I used to be one of those people like, I don't get why people watch reality shows. They're just so trash. But in the last couple years, oh boy, I've been indulging in a bit of it myself.
Yeah. I watched Seventh Heaven. Are you sure? Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. In fact, my wife reminded me she's watching that right now on Netflix. So she's been watching that, and I'm pretty sure I passed behind her and seen her watching Highway to Heaven.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm watching.
Yeah. So yeah.
Teletubbies confirmed.
Oh, good gosh. Teletubbies are the most, they scare me.
They are
No,
terrifying.
no, they scare me. No. You know,
That's
All right, Alex. At the least favorite, I say this with the utmost sincerity. Go fuck yourself.
it's you know, I can watch the scariest, goriest horror movie and not be phased, but Teletubbies, no, they scare me. Nope, no, thank you.
that baby son is the stuff of nightmares.
Is it not? I'm telling you.
Bear, are you gonna contribute or are you gonna sit there arguing with everyone in the chat?
No, I'm busy releasing my video. I've also been told to watch an anime called Asobi Asobase Workshop of Fun. This looks like a shitty shoujo, if I'm honest with you.
Sirius's all-time favorite song for romance, anything by Fleetwood Mac.
Favorite song for romance? I don't know. Actually, I would say any R. Kelly song, but because of recent events. Bear, stop being a YouTuber.
You're kind of busted there, Bear. You're kind of busted.
I'm not. What was the question?
Oh my god.
She told you to quit being a YouTuber.
No, I can't do that. I'll just. There we go. No, I was just typing to someone else in Discord.
Just fucking stop typing, for fuck's sake.
There we go.
Oh,
Tag them as well.
okay.
Wait, it's a bit actually pushed out of answering. What question? What was the question?
About your favorite show that you're embarrassed to admit.
My favorite show that I'm embarrassed to admit liking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Fine. The first couple of seasons of Desperate Housewives.
Hey.
I will also admit that I also had the PC game.
Oh, no.
And I made my character go and shag everyone's husbands.
I don't think I would have personally went as far to admit the game, but
There you go. You see, you can't call me a pussy now. You can call me a gayer, but you can't.
Oh, Gary Glitter. Oh, you mean the pedophile?
You seen the women in Desperate Housewives? Oof.
At any rate, we are a couple of minutes past, which is okay because I think we were a couple minutes late getting started because I had to get coffee. But thank you, chat, for showing up and supporting the stream with your presence. This stream could not happen. In fact, this entire channel could not happen without your support and you liking what I do. Thank you, Bear, as always. Anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, brand new video, just released it on Irate Alex. Go give it a watch, guys. It's a brand new type of video that I'm testing out at the moment to see whether it helps grow the channel. And it's about how the Game of Thrones fandom annoys me.
Yeah, and thank you again, Miss Misa. You're always welcome. I know you're out of the game, but anything you want to say?
No, just thank you for letting me join, and yeah,
You're always welcome, sweetheart. Always welcome.
Make a video, Misa, you lazy bitch.
No.
Just tell him to shut off. Anyway, thank you again to everybody for watching. Be sure to tune in on Thursday at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time for the next episode of Redneck Radio. And as always, get out of my yard.
Bye, guys.